Welcome to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. I'm Tori Mystic, here with my dog Lucy. Together, we're interviewing cool, creative women entrepreneurs whose work is inspired by their dogs. Do you dream of working alongside your dog? Then sit, stay, and listen to the latest episode. On this episode, you'll meet a dog mom who is so passionate about animal rescue that she turned her last Caribbean vacation into a rescue mission. You'll also learn about how she creates custom branded merchandise for her blog and all about a cool high-tech solution to tying your dog up while you're running errands. Let's dive in. Megan Rose is 1/3 of the website Gal's Best Friend. She's a Texas girl living in New York City. She works for an amazing dog company called Dog Parker, and she has 2 border collies and 1 Dominican pup. Hey, Megan.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Of course, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so we actually met in person at the Blog Pause conference in the springtime. So that was really exciting to be amongst a bunch of dog bloggers.
Yeah, it was my first time to go, and it was awesome. We're totally going back this year.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll see you there.
Yeah.
So tell us about your blog. It's called Gal's Best Friend, and I think once you explain the name, it will make sense, and you can kind of tell the story about it all.
Yeah, so there's 3 of us. There's me, and then there's Chelsea, who lives in Salt Lake City, and there's Jessica, who lives in Dallas. We all cheered for the Texas Rangers together and went to college together, same sorority, everything, and we were all I've always been obsessed with dogs. Me and Jessica have a dog together named Drake, our college pup. And about a year and a half ago, I just had this random dream that me and those 2 had a dog blog. I think maybe I was before I went to bed the night before. I think I was like scrolling through Instagram looking at fashion blogs maybe, and I don't know where it came from. But I texted them the next morning, and I was like, so I had this really random dream that we started like a dog blog, but like a dog blog only for dog moms. So like DIYs and like dog fashion advice and like lifestyle guides and things like that. And they're like, let's totally do it. And then it just happened, and we just like hit the ground running.
I'm so glad that it did happen. So, so how do you guys split up? Like, who does what? Because I have never had a blog with someone else. I think it would be great because it's a lot of pressure on one person to create all the content. So how do you guys divvy it up?
It really helps. We have like a crazy Excel file, and we try to post like 3 to 4 times a week, and we just divvy it up. We all come up with like our own ideas, and then we just throw them in the calendar, and then we fill in the empty spots. So yeah, we all come up with our own content, and then we do a lot of product reviews as well. Mm-hmm. So we all reach out to other companies, they reach out to us, and we just split it up that way.
Do you have any recent posts that stand out as like some of your favorites?
Actually, I did a post today about this company called Hiya F, and they do these custom dog pillows.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Hand stitched, and they're so awesome. I like only put it on the couch when I'm home, so I know the dogs won't destroy it. So is
it like hand embroidered, like a sketch of your dog?
Yeah, it's like hand sewn.
Wow.
I have no idea how she did this, but it looks so real, like so real, and they're so cool. So we just did a post about her today, and then we have like a Halloween post coming up later this week about like dog mom versions of Halloween costumes. So not costumes for your dog, but costumes for you that kind of relate to dogs.
Cool. Well, I can't wait to see that. I love Halloween.
Yeah, I know. It's like my favorite.
You guys do DIYs and style and dog toys and food and like kind of anything that a dog mom would be interested in.
Yeah, so like lifestyle things like city guides or like the best places to go in New York City or the best places to go in Dallas with your dog.
Oh, so what is the best place to go in New York City with your dog?
Everywhere. We lived in the Upper East Side, so Central Park was like our main spot. A lot of cafes in the city are dog friendly. Mm-hmm. And then we just moved to Brooklyn, so we're exploring the neighborhood now. But there are so many dog friendly restaurants and cafes in New York. It makes it so easy, and there's so many parks.
That's so fun. So do you guys get together in person a lot to work on the blog, or is it just all virtual?
Yeah, so we're all from Dallas. So every time we're all home, we always get together for at least 1 or 2 days. If it's not like Christmas or Thanksgiving, we always try to plan like something where we can be home and do something. And this past summer we had like an event at a dog park in Dallas. It's like a dog park bar. It's a
Oh,
bar with a
wow.
dog park in it.
That
It's
sounds
called Nuts.
amazing.
It's awesome. So we had like a Gal's Best Friend event there. So we're trying to do more of those every time we're in town together.
That's cool. Do you think that you guys would do the Gals Best Friend events like in the other cities, like in Salt Lake and New York City too?
Yeah, it would be awesome. It's just so more convenient for us to all just because we're already home seeing our
Just
families.
meet in Dallas. Yeah.
So yeah, so it just makes it easier. But I would love to do one in New York City, and then also Salt Lake. I've never been there, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, I've been there before actually for another blogging conference, and it's a really cool place
Yeah, it looks so. Every time Chelsea posts pictures, I'm like, ugh,
because the
I
views of
get
the
it.
mountains are just
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
and like the skies are always like cotton candy.
yeah. So what I think is really cool, what I admire you guys so much for on Gal's Best Friend is that you came out with a line of some t-shirts and hats. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how you did that. How did you pull that off?
Um, we, we did like a pre-run about a year ago, and it went well. So we decided to like fully go in on it. So we only have two shirts and two hats right now. Um, it was just a lot. I don't know why we did it actually. I think we were getting so many shirts and things from other companies. We are like thinking, well, I wish it said this and I wish it said that. We're like, why don't we just do it ourselves? So we already have a following, and yeah, and we always post. I'm sure you on social media, you always see that we post quotes in between every post.
Right.
So we always get requests like, oh, this should be on a shirt or this should be on a hat. So
So what
that's
are the
kind of
two shirts that you have available? What do they say?
so we have one that says puppy baby mama, really big.
Which I was actually just wearing last night.
Yeah, I love that shirt. And then we have one that says relationship status, and then it has the dog emoji underneath it.
I love that.
And then we have a hat that says badass dog mom, and then another hat that says dog vibes only.
Sweet. Well, I think you
Yeah.
guys chose really good ones.
Yeah, they're fun. There's like so many more I want to do, but it's so hectic with three people trying to figure it out. So at some
And trying
point
to
we'll have more.
agree. Yeah, if you all vote for
Yeah,
your own choice, then you're kind of
yeah,
stuck.
exactly.
So like what I thought was cool because I do have the puppy baby mama shirt is that inside it is like self-branded. It says Gal's Best Friend on the
Yeah.
inside. So like how did you make that happen? Because I'm just curious.
There's this really cool. So the first one we did, they weren't like that. They just had like the normal like whatever the brand of the t-shirt
Mm-hmm.
was in there. And then I kept thinking like it would just look so more official and so more
Mm-hmm.
professional if it said Gal's Best Friend somewhere on it. So we found this really cool company called Threadbird,
Mm.
and they do it for you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. I'll link to that in the show notes if anyone's interested in checking it out.
yeah, they're really really nice to work with, and they were awesome.
So do you guys have a big stock of all these shirts and hats somewhere or are they like
Yeah,
made to order?
yeah. So I have a bunch at my apartment right now in a closet. My boyfriend is like, we need the room. I'm like, yeah, but we need the shirts.
So you better start
So
selling shirts.
yeah, yeah. So we have a bunch here. Yeah, we
That's so
ordered
cool.
we ordered a lot.
That's cool. So what other kind of exciting things are you guys doing on Gal's Best Friend? I just think you have so many kind of cool ideas. It seems like more than just a blog. It's more like a website. Because you guys also have like the rescue
Yeah,
listings section. Tell us a little bit about that.
yeah. So we are very big on adopting, and it's like one of our main goals when we decided to do Gal's Best Friend was to shine a light on dogs that needed homes and like adoptions and rescues all around the country. So we made a section on our site where it says Save a Pup, and you just click on it, and it's our favorite rescues, or not our favorite, but our rescues that we partner with
Mm-hmm.
all over the country. And then we have rescue in London and Paris, Mexico, and one other place, Italy, I think. Yeah, so we just try to always make sure that any event that we do, like the one we did at Mutt's, we always make sure we had adoptable pups there, and just to push adopting dogs and saving more lives.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us about your rescue pup situation. You have like
Oh,
three little furry kids sitting
yeah.
next to you or near you right now. So tell us
So,
about your
yeah.
pups.
So my first was Pharrell. So I grew up in Dallas, obviously, and me and my mom counted the other day. My whole life, I've probably had about 24 dogs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, it's a family thing. It's a family affair. My mom used to train Rottweilers growing up, so we would always have Rottweilers, and then my mom would just always take in dogs. Like people just knew if there was a dog, bring it to the Roses, and they'll take it. But when I moved to New York, I was like I was like going through withdrawal because like my whole life I've had like 5 dogs at once, and I had no dogs here. And so I was like looking on sites and looking and looking. And my dog back home, he's a border collie, and his name's Kanye. He was named
Wait, you guys have a dog named Kanye, and then you also have a dog named Drake
and Pharrell.
and Pharrell.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
noticing a trend.
There's a trend. Kanye was named Jesus Walk Days. So we try to forgive. When people are like, "Oh, you named your dog Kanye," we're like, "He's 9." It was a long time ago. But he's like my soulmate. And so when I came to New York, I wanted a border collie. And adopting a border collie in New York City is basically impossible. They don't want border collie rescues don't really give a high energy herding dog like that to somebody in the city. So I met this woman in Central Park one weekend, and she just adopted a border collie and moved to the city. And she found out the dog was pregnant. Yeah, so she was like, I have puppies in my apartment. I need to find them homes. If you know anybody, like just let me know. I'm looking for good homes. And I'm like, I will take one. So I went over there and got Pharrell. So that's where Pharrell came from. Rosie, about a year and a half later, Rosie was abandoned in a house in upstate New York. And somebody posted it on Facebook and tagged us. So we drove 6 hours to pick her up. And then Roomba. This past March, me and my boyfriend went to Dominican Republic, and we were there probably 30 minutes, and we were walking on the beach, and I was like, I bet there's a dog over there. And he was like, no, we're not going over there. And I'm like, no, I bet there's a dog. Let's go look. Sure enough, there was Roomba laying in the sand. Automatically fell head over heels for her. And we spent oh my gosh, sorry, she's chewing on my pillow right now.
Uh-oh, the good pillow.
Not the good pillow.
Okay, thank God.
It's okay. We'd been sneaking her food and water for like 3 days, and then
Was she just a stray on the beach?
Just a stray. Yeah, just a stray on the beach. No food, no water, no shelter. So we spent our whole vacation just hanging out with her on the beach.
Aww.
Or feeding her or giving her water. And then the third night, we were going to feed her, and we saw a puppy next to her. He was like a little German Shepherd puppy. We named him Poppy. And so then we were like, we can't leave these dogs. So we spent the next few days trying to figure out how to get them back, a rescue that would help us get them back. The guys on the beach were telling us that Roomba had been poisoned twice by the resorts.
Oh my, wow.
Yeah, resorts in the Caribbean, they don't like beach dogs.
Sure.
So most of them poison them. They gave Roomba meat with parasites in it.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
I know. So we were like, after finding that out, we were like, there's no way we're leaving them.
Right.
So we finally got in contact with an amazing rescue named Red Collars. And she takes in all of the worst dogs that she finds. Dogs dripped in acid, dogs whose backs have been broken, dogs, like horrible, horrible things. She had actually, we found a Facebook link to her from like 2010. So we sent her a message just hoping she would reply. She actually knew who Roomba was. She spayed her a year before.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she was like, I'll help you get her back. So
that gives me chills, like the connections. That's crazy.
It was so meant to be. So she came to the beach, helped us get them off the beach. We had to like bargain with the guys on the beach because, you know, they were thinking they could get some money from us, things like that. Finally got them off the beach 3 hours later, took them to the vet. They were healthy, took them to her shelter where we saw all the other dogs. We saw the dog dipped in acid. We saw all of the dogs that she has been saving. And then she shipped them to us along with 3 other dogs 3 weeks later after they went through quarantine and got all their papers.
And so did you find homes for the other dogs, and now you just have Roomba?
Yeah, so there's another rescue in the city called Global Strays, and they get dogs from all over the Caribbean, and they bring them here and they find them homes. and they'd been working with red collars. So she just asked if I could also pick those dogs up. So we picked those
Wow.
dogs up, and then Poppy and Roomba.
So wait,
Roomba,
like rewind. You picked them up
yeah,
at the airport. So
yeah. It was like,
how did that happen?
so we had to rent a car. We drove to the airport, and Roomba, they were terrified.
Wait,
So
Roomba's
terrified.
trying to get in on the podcast
Yeah,
already.
like so crazy.
She's
Um,
like, you guys are talking about me too much.
she's like, stop it. So we got there. Roomba, we opened the crate. Roomba was shaking. She recognized me. She like jumped on me and started peeing.
Mm-hmm. Because she probably
Poppy,
hadn't peed in like 10 hours.
I know. She started peeing and crying, and then Poppy started crying. It was like I started crying. It was like the best day ever. We brought them home. Pharrell was not too excited.
So you brought all the dogs to your home.
I bought two of them. We took the other three to the
Okay,
rescue.
immediately to the rescue. Okay.
Yeah. So I only had 4 dogs for about
Only
2
4.
days.
Okay.
Only 4 in my Upper East Side apartment. Yeah, and one of my friends adopted Poppy the next day. And then Roomba, I just have this like crazy connection with her. She's literally, when I like talk about her, I like start to cry because she's literally the most amazing creature I've ever encountered in my entire life.
Aw.
And so every time I try to find her a home, I always find a reason
Yeah.
to say. So she's
Well,
6 months
she must love you so much just because you truly rescued her. I mean,
yeah.
that sounds like she would not have made it very long down there.
Yeah, she's just the most amazing creature I've ever, and she just wants people to love her. And I'm like amazed by her every day, like how many bad things happen to her and how she just still trusts everybody and how loving she is.
It's so amazing. Dogs are so amazing like that.
She's so awesome, and she's obsessed with Pharrell, obsessed with Rosie, so it just works out perfect. And I'm just like, yeah, we'll find her a home, maybe.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe
Maybe it'll just
not.
be one big happy family.
Yeah, like at this point I think it's too late. I'm like, I think she's too adjusted. I think I'm too adjusted.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Every time I think about it, I start crying. I'm like, this isn't gonna work for anybody.
It's like a breakup. You like,
It's
yeah,
a
you can't
bad
do
breakup.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, let's shift gears a little bit because as we can tell, you love dogs very much. And so you kind of worked into a like kind of dream job, I think, working for this company called the Dog Parker. So tell everyone about it. I'm familiar with the concept, but I just think it's so cool, and I want one in Pittsburgh so bad, or like more than one, obviously. But tell everyone what Dog Parker is, and then tell us what you do there.
Yeah. So Dog Parker is a smart internet connected dog house that is outside of grocery stores, cafes, bodegas, anything that you can't bring your dog into. So non-dog related friendly places.
Mm-hmm.
It is a safe alternative to tying your dog up. So in the city, especially, there is such a problem with people tying their dogs up, and then dogs either getting stolen. There's a huge problem with dogs getting stolen in the city.
I'm terrified of that happening to me someday. Yeah.
Terrified. Other dogs messing with your dog messing with another dog, your dog messing with another humans
Mm-hmm.
messing with your dog. There's just so many issues with tying your dog up and so many bad scenarios that could happen. So the founder, Chelsea, she moved here from North Carolina with her dog Winston, and she like realized that she couldn't take her dog anywhere, and she like refused to tie him up. So she was like, I'm going to come up with something where I can bring my dog and like safely put him somewhere while I do my errands. So he gets his extra walks, and I get to enjoy time with him, but I know he's safe. So she created Dog Parker. So it is air conditioned. It has a webcam in there, so you can like watch your dog on the puppy cam on your phone. It auto sanitizes in between each use.
That's
We have
so
about
awesome.
Yeah, they're so cool. We have about 40 in Brooklyn right now.
And they just sit out on the sidewalk in front of like
In front of
grocery stores and things like that.
Yeah. So they just sit out anywhere on the streets in front of a store. And it kind of works like Zipcar. So you have a membership card. You open the house either with your card or with your app. Only you can access the house once you've opened it. So once you put your dog in, like if you and Lucy came up and Pharrell was in there, you couldn't open it
Mm-hmm.
because I was in session. and then you just open it when you're done and take your dog out and continue on your walk.
And so it's air conditioned in the summer, and I guess it's probably heated
It's
in
heated
the
in the
winter.
winter. Yep. Yep. There's a pup cam. It auto sanitizes. What else is there?
And it looks like kind of a dog crate, but with like a frame around it, so it looks like a little house. Like
Yeah.
they're really really cute, and they're big. Like what size dog could fit in there? What's
So
the limit?
a German Shepherd. We've had a German Shepherd go in
Hmm.
there a few times. Both Pharrell and Rosie go in there at the same time.
Together. Hmm.
Yeah, and they both lay down and they're comfortable. There's a window for the dogs to look out. It's tinted, so people can't really see in to mess with them, which helps. My dogs are obsessed with it. We walk down the street and Rosie like pulls me to it, and I'm like, we're not even going in it, and she just
And
like sits by it.
they don't like pipe them treats on the inside or anything.
No, but we've gotten a lot of requests for that for like treats to go inside.
Well, there is like that doggy mommy cam or nanny cam or whatever
Oh yeah,
where you
like
can throw treats at your dog.
yeah, I know. We thought about that, but then there's also like the things like, what if a dog's allergic to this? What if they're
Yes,
allergic to
of
that?
course, yeah.
We always get the questions, what if a dog goes to the bathroom in it? Things like that. Dogs usually don't, as you probably know, dogs don't go to the bathroom in confined areas.
Right.
So we've been out for almost a year and never had an accident. And if we did have an accident, we would be alerted. We would send maintenance out to clean it. Dogs like being in confined spaces.
Hmm.
So they're super happy. They would totally rather be in a place like that than tied up to a tree.
Yeah, definitely. And I would guess if you were to try it out, you might want to try it for like 5 minutes or like less
Yeah.
than 5 minutes and kind of like build up. Don't put your
Build,
dog
yeah.
in for 20 minutes first time.
Yeah, some dogs do
Hmm.
great with it. Like Rosie, she went straight in and she just like does not want to leave when she gets in there. And then other dogs, it took Pharrell a few times to like get adjusted because he'd never been crate trained.
Hmm.
I work crate trained dogs usually do perfect with it. They just go right in. They're like, this is home. This is great. And then when they're not crate trained, they also do great. It's just it might take a few sessions.
That's so cool. So what do you do at Dog Parker?
So I am the community manager. So I do all events and social media. I I partner with the rescue groups and other dog brands, things like that.
So what are some really cool partnerships or events that you have coming up?
So we'll be at Strut Your Mutt this Saturday in New York City. Really excited about that. We are doing a Halloween or a Puppoween party
Oh,
coming
cute.
up next few weeks at Prospect Park in Brooklyn. And then we're going to have like a trick or treat route throughout the neighborhood at the dog parkers. So we're going to have other companies set up at the dog parkers to trick or treat with the dogs. So like
That's
my
so
Ollie,
fun.
for instance, is going to be at one of them, handing out dog food samples and things like that. And we have about 7 companies that are going to be doing that.
That's so cool. Do you have any holiday kind of things in the works yet?
Yeah, so we are planning a holiday party. I know,
It's
for
part of
dog
your
puns.
job just thinking of dog puns?
It's like the best
Yeah.
part. Let's just do dog puns all day. We have like an ongoing Google Doc of dog puns that
Just
people just
a
throw in there.
running list.
A running list.
That's awesome.
It's like if you're ever having a bad day at work, just go look at the dog pun list. Yeah, we're planning on doing a Christmas party coming up. Still working out the details on that. It's going to be in Brooklyn, and we're launching in New York City soon. So planning a big New York City launch party as well.
That's awesome. So right now all the dog parkers are in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're all in Brooklyn right now. Moving to the city in the next few months, and then we get a lot of requests for Jersey, Boston, like the goal is
Pittsburgh, please.
the goal is to be in all of the walking cities in the States. And there's about like 80 something of them.
Oh, yeah. I bet
Yeah.
like San Francisco would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Quite.
And then also like even the cities that aren't walking cities because people put their dogs in the car. So
Right.
it would just, it's just a safer place to house your pup.
Right. Yeah, that's like a big topic. I don't know about in New York because people don't drive as much, but here in Pittsburgh, that's like a huge issue of people leaving their dogs in the cars when it's too hot or even when it's too cold, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's the same issue here, just tying your dog up instead.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, Pharrell's barking.
So we already learned a lot about your dogs, but I'm asking everyone about qualities that they share with their dog, like personality quirks maybe, or favorite foods or anything like that. It sounds like you have a pretty tight bond with your pack, but like what are some things that stand out in your mind?
I would say me and Rosie are both very obsessed with cheese. That would be our thing. Me and Pharrell, I think we share a quality of being kind of naive. I feel like we're both very naive to things. And Roomba, I think we're the same person.
I don't think that you're going to be finding a different home for Roomba.
I know, I don't either. Roomba's literally my soulmate in every single way. I don't know what qualities we share, though, because she's so perfect. So I wouldn't even compare myself to her.
So if anyone wants to meet Roomba online, you have an Instagram account for the dogs that's Pharrell and Rosie.
Yes.
And
it's at Pharrell and Rosie.
At Pharrell and Rosie. So there's like tons of pictures of you guys exploring and hanging out in the dog parker, of course.
Yeah.
But everyone, if they want to see what Roomba, the perfect dog with no flaws, you can find her on there.
Yep. Like she came to us potty trained and she lived on a beach her whole life. Like it doesn't even make sense. She's never had an accident inside.
She's like a unicorn.
I know, it is a unicorn dog.
So do you think that you're going to have to change your Instagram handle to include her?
So I thought about it, and then I just edited the bio and threw her name in there.
Okay. So she's
like that, because then I was like, Pharrell, Rosie, and Roomba, that's a really lot to type.
It's a long name.
Yeah. So I just kept it Pharrell and Rosie, and she's in the bio.
I'm just laughing because you're like, have so many dogs on you.
At all times. It's a lot. But it's worth it.
It's totally worth it.
That every day when I'm like covered in dog hair, I'm like, it's so worth it.
Dog hair, don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the motto. If anyone wants to find Megan, they can go to galsbestfriend.com and they can follow her and her pack of dogs at Pharrell and Rosie.
That's us.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. It was so great.
Thank you for listening to the Wear, Wag, Repeat podcast. You can fetch show notes for this episode at wearwagrepeat.com. If you like what you hear, please subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And until next time, Lucy and I will see you around the dog park.